I heard of this awesome opportunity to come to Costa Rica for spring break with some people who I already knew that I knew were really cool. So here I am, and I got a lot more out of it than a cool trip. The highlight of my trip, you know, we did this awesome hike to the waterfall, and that was a real physical challenge for me, but I did it, so that was cool. And then we're back, and we're sitting around the table, and Wade brings out this little blanket, and inside is a baby anteater. And I'd never seen an anteater before, let alone a baby anteater, and I got to touch the anteater, gave it a little pet on the head, and then it stuck its tongue out, which was super long and awesome. And that was definitely the highlight of my trip. I don't think I've ever been surrounded by a group of people that have been so open and willing to try new things and, you know, have challenging conversations. You know, I've traveled before and I've been a part of groups and I've done trips and this and that, but never have I been a part of a group that's been so open and raw and vulnerable. And I think that we're getting so much more out of this than we could if people were kind of being more reserved and more careful in their conversations. I always saw myself as a very resilient person, you know, but not as a very strong person. So I could bounce back from things that would hit me in life, but always kind of, you know, faltered, stumbled a little bit. But I've experienced some things on this trip that, you know, that I hadn't experienced before, and thinking about experiencing, I never thought that I would go as far, or, you know, walk as quickly, or try different things. I don't know, I feel like a stronger person, not just resilient. I feel like if you come here thinking that, you know, you can kind of just skirt around the things that scare you and not really like face them and deal with them and experience them in a way that you might actually enjoy them, then you won't get as much out of the trip. You know, I know I came here and almost everything we've done has been a new experience for me. But I kind of, you know, before I came, told myself that I was just gonna try everything, you know, and do my best to to give it a go. So I think that today's society does a lot of playing hard to get, whether it's in a romantic relationship or in a, you know, social friendship or just in a community. We kind of think, you know, the concept is to do good for yourself and to not make yourself vulnerable, and that makes you a strong person. But, you know, I mean, I don't know if empowerment's the right word, but the empowerment that I felt on this trip through talking to other people and having people listen to me and being very honest with myself and with others has made me feel stronger and better than who I was before, which was definitely someone that kind of held back and was you know, hesitant to share herself. So I think that a society that has had these experiences could maybe learn that, you know, community is important, and there's a reason that community is a thing. It exists, and we should cultivate it and treasure it. A group of open-minded people that can come together and do good for others while doing good for each other while doing good for themselves. Boom. Hearth Trekker. We had a little meeting before we all left for Costa Rica, and I think I said I was most looking forward to being scared, which has happened frequently on this trip, and it's been awesome because I've dealt with it. You know, I'm not like a bug girl, and neither is Miss Haley, but we are connected and we need that bug, and that bug needs us. I think it's not important to like be desensitized to gross bugs because I still think they're gross, but I think it was great for me to be put in this situation that was a novel environment for me, and to enjoy it, and to be a little bit scared, but to not let that kind of get in the way of my experience, you know. And I think that I kind of came here a little bit, you know, recently, having gone through a lot of changes in my life over the past few years that have kind of changed my perception of myself, and I think that it's been solidified a bit more on this trip, which is always good to feel more like you're at home in your body and your psyche. So join us.